The alcohol was always my demon. I'm drinking, throughout the day I'm starting with a little Bailey's in my coffee to I'm starting with whiskey in my coffee to forget the coffee, let's just go for the whiskey.
Really medicating myself with alcohol. It just got worse and worse, and I started not caring anymore.
I would have to drink to go to sleep. I would have to drink to have an appetite to eat. I would have to drink to get rid of the shakes.
I fell around 60 feet while I was working on the power lines, and was prescribed pills and was addicted from then.
Progressed from snorting them to shooting them to heroin to and then came back around crack cocaine.
I took my paycheck, bought all the cocaine I could, and I next thing I know, I was in a hospital. I just tried to end my life. I was done. I didn't want to deal with anything else anymore. I was just tired of living a lie.
I overdosed on fentanyl. After I came back to, I don't even know how to explain it. Something had changed. I don't know what happened. I knew that I had to get help.
I went on this binge for 3 or 4 days. About 3.5 days, I spent probably $1,500 throughout the 3.5 days. And I was just like, I can't keep doing this. I sold my phone for dope. I was lost, man.
Started stealing things, started committing crimes. And that really just started leading to heroin and harder drugs. Eventually I committed a robbery and went to prison for around 2 years.
I really did not care whether or not I was going to wake up the next day or not. Almost was a last-ditch effort to give God another chance.
They were kind of at their wits' end. I needed to make a change.
Yeah, I just finally, it got to the point where I had to make a decision to come into the Refuge or be living on the street.
As soon as they told me that they had accepted me, I just remember crying, which was strange because I didn't even really want to do it, but it was just that sense of that moment where it's just a relief, I don't have to do this anymore.
There was way too much love for me to trust in the room as soon as I walked in. Instantly, it was just no, none of you have any reason to love me, so you can just quit that right now because I'm not buying it.
I didn't know what to expect. You're still hazy, and you're got guys coming up, and I thought I joined a cult and didn't know it. I wasn't sure how, but it turned out to be the best thing I've ever done in my entire life.
I knew I was where I was supposed to be. That's all. There was just a piece about it. I won't say that I submitted right off the bat, but I knew I was supposed to be there.
I was just feeling guilty about a lot of things I had done to women in the past, to family members, and I just decided to give it all to God at that point. And it was a big relief to me to finally let go of that old man and truly let it be nailed to the cross with Christ.
The only way I can describe it is just a sense of content that I've never felt as an adult.
It was not the prettiest sight to ever behold, but it is a group with these men in praise and worship and singing and crying and weeping and wailing. It was just an awesome time. And I just remember that night of that was the start of healing. That was the start of God exposing this root that I've had for so many years that I've kept hidden.
I just manipulated and destroyed and lied and been deceitful for the last 10 years. And it was nice for once to kind of lead by example and not just say I'm sorry or say I'm going to do better. It was actually me doing better through Christ.
My grandmother looked at me again, the way she said how I acted. I haven't been like this since I was younger, before I started getting into drugs, the way I talked, the way I presented myself.
She says, I've been hearing good things from Mom and Dad about you, how they can see a change. So when I was getting home visits and all that, she said she was proud of what I'm doing and to keep doing it. So yeah, there's definitely been a restoration with me and my sister.
I went to a daddy-daughter dance with my youngest. We had a good time. It feels good, and it's kind of things that you're supposed to do as a man and as an adult.
My aunt lets me spend the night at her place, and she trusts me enough to take my cousin somewhere, which is amazing, because before she would have barely wanted me to go up to the convenience store with him.
I can do one of two things. I can view the road that got me here full of shame, misery, guilt, or I can look at it as a road redeemed by Christ that I can now connect where very few others can.
A lot of my friends that I used with before I came to the Refuge are now dead or in jail, and I'm just sick of heroin. I'm sick of drugs killing my friends, and I really, if God can use me to even save one person's life, so be it. I fully submit to the process. I love what I do.
I may be the first example of Christ these people see in their lives once the fog clears. But you tell them you're loving this, and then you see the guys come in, and you see them carrying their stuff and hugging and inviting me, and it's just like, this is family. You know, they don't even know, like, we've been praying for you all week. You know what I mean? Just to hear that and see that is a beautiful thing.
I am blessed with getting to see that weekly restoration that only Christ and God can give to these guys. And there's nothing like sitting in the living room in that Lancaster house, bawling your eyes out with another 40-year-old man because his daughter talked to him for the first time in 10 years.
I've had a peace of mind through the whole thing as of late that I can't explain. The only explanation is God, you know, and that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
I feel so lucky. I am so thankful that this place exists and that I was able to be here, and it's changed my life.
We share one thing in common, well, really two things in common, and that's our addiction and our faith in Christ. And that's a very comforting feeling that you're in this with a group of people that you can count on, that you can trust, and that you're developing lifelong relationships with.
There's a bunch of brothers here you're going to do the 13 months with. You're going to learn to trust them, and they're going to be your best friends when you get out.
The people you meet here, or like the potential job offers you have when you complete, it's more than just that. Like when you have a relationship with God, everything is better.
I thank God every single day for this. Every day I wake up, whether a good day, bad, it doesn't matter. I thank God every day.